What's going on, people, and welcome to episode 2 of Don't Panic Listen, hosted by myself, Kershall Duhaney. I just want to big up everyone who spent the time to go look at episode 1, which was totally different to this episode. It was an in-depth walkthrough of the site before it went live, and it was just me telling you what's going on in there and what changes I've added to this to make it very unique. And also, I want to big up you. Yeah, you. Those who were taking a mick at my professional voice on that video. It's all love. It's all love. But thanks for the feedback. But now in episode 2, we're going to be discussing about the thinking behind Don't Panic clothing and the campaign We Don't Panic. So let's get to it.
I'm back when I spit them bars on the track. Hey DJ, read it back because you know Sin Man is back again. Yeah, I'm back.
The thinking behind Don't Panic clothing. Okay, I'm gonna have to take you way back to the reason why my nickname is called Panic Phase. So when I was younger, back at school, I was named Panic because I would panic in different situations, especially when it was females. So if a female would approach me and tell me they like me, I would be gone. But then when I gained confidence, I would approach the females I did like, and the ones I did like, I would get nothing but exactly that. So once I went through that situation, I would go through phases where I wouldn't want to be contacted. A lot of my boys would be reaching out to me and I'll just be airing them. So that's how the nickname Panic Phase got formed. But the main point when I knew I wanted to create clothing and create myself as a brand is when I started MCing. And when I started MCing, I was known for 2 things. 1, my laugh. 2, Don't Panic slogan. Everywhere I went, from Slough to East London to South London to definitely West. Big up the West, man, because they showed me love. And West, I was spitting my heart out. And when I was getting more exposed and known, especially with artists like R.I.P. Major Ace, who was one of the artists who discovered me, I thought I'm going to make myself as a brand. So I went off and done my research and started designing my own clothing. And when I was at school, all I really was good at was drawing and being creative, because in school I was really, really bad with learning because I had really bad learning disorder, dyslexia to a high degree. And I kind of brushed away me looking at trying to improve in reading, writing and learning with maths and stuff, and focused on my key strengths, which was graphic design and art design. So with them 2 in mind, I started developing myself as a brand and a clothing. And what I did, I designed a sweater what said Don't Panic, which was hand printed. And I posted it. I remember I posted it on Facebook, and the attention was crazy, to the point where people were saying, where can I buy this? Where can I buy that? And I was like, whoa, okay, I thought, let me try this. Let me try something here. So from that, I started going to a print shop in Reading, and printing off stuff by myself. And the money I was making was just from me when I was working in a cinema at the time, because I was studying as well at the same time. So I was trying to balance it out. So all my money was going into making the clothes, to be honest, and travel for going to do sets with other MCs. And then it came to the point where I was going everywhere and I was known as a brand. People would see Don't Panic, and then my whole area, Slough, when I was going out at night time, I was even wearing this. Like, I would live in this sweater. And then there was a point where I started thinking to myself, let me go a bit further and start doing customization. So I'd done a red jumper, and then my friend, like my boy Reds, saw this red jumper. I showed it to him first and he was like, blood, you best do me one. So it ended up only being me and Reds, the only ones in Slough with a red jumper, which caused a massive stink. And then moving on from there, my friend Conroy, like, not friend, like his family, really his family. And at the time, his MC name was Sin Man. So he wanted me to customize him top with his name on. And then from there, it just blew up. I was customizing loads of people's different clothing. And then I took a little breather and just focused more on music, but I was still wearing that dusty jumper in, day out. To the point where it came to a point in my life where I was like, you know, I can actually create myself as a brand now and push it even further. So I launched the proper clothing 2006 of July. And from there, it got real. It really did get real, because my whole understanding with how to market, how to make things look nice, how to make yourself look very prestige, came natural for me, because my background is digital designing, like creative digital designing, because I've worked with the biggest brands worldwide, and they have literally called upon my assistance to help them with campaigns. So with all of that knowledge, I thought it was a no-brainer creating Don't Panic clothing. Stuff with trademarking, that was second to none for me, because I was already aware of all of that, because I know about patterns and everything from working with H&M and Burberry, even down to Sony and Virgin Media. And then literally moving on from that, it was a solid 3 years, to the point where I was only doing long line clothing with hats, and it all got so much attention. But the reason why it got the attention is because the clothing was cleverly developed to a point where each product had a name. There was a theme for every collection. So when it was the P collection, which was my first collection when I launched, it was a t-shirt with the P, but everything was linked to the P. And then after that, it was the English weather collection, which was the sweaters and the jumpers. And obviously everyone knows about typical English weather, so that's why I named it like English weather. And the clothing like for that was called Storm, Thunder. The hat was called Thunder, which that got a lot of attention by a celebrity called Gemma Lucy. She reached out and really loved the products, and since then, from that black hat, that's where it caught a lot of wind by the newspaper press, the Daily Mirror. And then I had some footballers wearing my stuff as well, which again was very grateful. I was very grateful for. And then Melvin O'Doom as well, who caught me wearing my stuff at an event called The Hangout. He saw it, loved it, asked me to come visit him at Kiss 100. And then I kind of was like, whoa, I was like blown away by the attention, but I didn't let it overwhelm me. It just came to the point where I was developing so many new stuff and was getting so excited, I needed to ground myself. So I took a year and a bit out of my career to really sit back and understand the business, what I'm doing, how can I improve it, how can I evolve, because what I was doing at the time, people was catching wind on it and they were doing it. So therefore, when influencers wasn't really a thing, influencers was already promoting my stuff without me even asking them, to the point where now influencers are just doing their thing, but there is no brand loyalty. So they're just doing one thing, one brand, next post is another thing. And that's the one thing I caught wind on. And I thought, okay, this doesn't look genuine no more. I need to step back from this and reevaluate how I want the brand to move. So I took a year and a bit out to really develop the brand and give it a better meaning and feeling for it. So this is why I've got to the point where it is now, after a year and a bit out, after doing more self-teaching, self-learning, understanding myself, because the brand is heavily evolved around me, and the way it has evolved from how it was to now is a massive change. And as well with that, the whole creativity, the thought process and the thinking has all been added to that.
You can't clash me, you're not there. The levels are high this year. What? You in a race to the top, pussy holder, you know what, we'll see you there. Go and walk on your own before 50.
Story Unfolds is one of the new captions linked to Don't Panic clothing. So each collection that is released will be telling a story. And we will start with chapter 1, the We Don't Panic collection. I feel that was essential to do with the times of how things are right now. And with 2020, it's basically cancelled, right? And where you can't go out nowhere and do what you want to do, the level of people with mental health has skyrocketed. So I felt it was needed for me to create this campaign to help people going through the same scenario I used to go through. Yes, I used to go through this as well. And this whole campaign, the way it was recorded and everything, the message, I went through it. So the reason why I went through this, because I was with friends who I thought were friends, but they wasn't. They would always talk badly about me behind my back, and they did something which really mentally messed me up. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you. So before, I used to do a lot of fitness, and I developed a new workout, and which I felt was really effective. It affected me. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to post it so other people can see it and do it and evolve it. So I did this, uploaded it, wrote my little caption, uploaded it. And then I swear after 15 minutes, I came back to my phone and saw I was tagged multiple times. I saw a few likes, but I was tagged loads of times. And I see that one of my friends had remixed the video and made me look like an arse. And the caption was something like, ha ha ha, sorry Kershall, I had to do this. And as I was watching it, I saw like over 100 comments of people literally dissing me, like ripping me apart. And I was bare battered confused, and I was just not all there. I was like really upset. I didn't know how to take on it, because all I could think about is these captions of people like ripping me apart, calling me names like I'm not even going to mention on here. And from that, I mean, I was going through multiple different things, pretty much like in the video of the campaign, where Adam is going through multiple things, talking to himself. One side's telling him one thing, the other side's telling him the other, like negative and positives. And I literally shut myself up away from everyone, and I was just constantly designing. And this is where this design actually came from. I sat down and started drawing this design, and loads of mental things were going through my head. And the positive side was saying, create something, this negative, and create into a positive. The other side was telling me things I'm not even going to repeat on here, because I'm not going to do that. But I just felt at the time I was lost and didn't know what to do, didn't really talk to no one. And the only way I overcome it was through my creative thinking and the way I design. And I kind of got myself out of a sticky situation by myself, which is, I know, extremely rare. But I've grown up as a loner. Like, I can be by myself, and I don't really need people around me. Obviously, I love people around me, but I've grown up alone. So for me to be alone, to get myself in situations wasn't difficult. So that's why I created this campaign, to show the pain and show that pain can turn into a positive situation. And from this campaign, I've had multiple different people reach out to me, purchasing the items and even tagging me and telling me their situations and how it relates to them, and they're thanking me for creating what I've created. So for me, that is basically what my slogan is. Like, we make clothing you can relate to, because it's basically that. I've had people who I don't even know, who have gone through mental health issues and through life and death situations, and talking to me. They don't know me, but explaining their situation and how their product I've done, the way how I've portrayed it, they can relate to, and they feel proud to get the product and wear it. Because they've said to me that anytime I feel down, I'm gonna go back to your video and watch it. Whenever I feel down, I'm gonna put on your top and go out and feel very positive. And that's the main thing I wanted to do, and I've achieved that. A couple of people have messaged me personally who don't know me for Adam, and told me their current situation and that they feel better. And that's the main thing. They've opened up. Even in 2020 and lockdown, where no one can do what they want to do, they have seen a positive and they're getting it out. That positive's come out for them. And I believe that is an achievement in itself. Basically it. Each collection, when you see chapter 2, chapter 3, definitely chapter 3 and chapter 4, and then so on, there's going to be situations that I'll be bringing to attention, and a lot of you will relate to it, a lot of you won't. But I'm telling you now, from now until the end of days, you're going to see collections. Each one of you are going to feel, wow, okay, this is me. Like, how does he know me? Like, how does he know my situation? That's what I'm doing. And that's one of the main things I'm going to be continuously pushing, because there's so much scenarios I've been through, and all that negative I've been through throughout my life, I've formed it into artwork. So now all that negative is being turned into a positive, and I'm very proud of that. That's basically it in a nutshell for this episode. Oh, another thing. I've started a Spotify channel which is called Don't Panic Listen. I swear it's called that. I need to double check that. But regardless, I'll be giving you the link, which will be below. And yeah, it's I've been listening to podcasts. That's definitely helped me with my business and developing it and stuff. So I thought, let me start saving them for you to explore and listen to, because it might help you if you're starting a business and just don't really have an understanding what to do, or you've got a business but you want to take it to the next level but you don't know where to go. I'll be doing weekly posts telling people that I've upgraded the playlists, especially in my Insta stories. I'll be uploading a lot of stuff there, but weekly I'll be adding stuff I've watched or listened to. And yeah, man, I'm just sharing the love, literally. So once again, thank you for getting to this part with me, getting this far in the video, and thank you for listening. And don't forget, we don't panic. See you later.
Somewhere.